and welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome. My name's Simone, and if you're new here, this is baby Micah and he's 6 months old and he is my youngest child. Today I'm going to do the mum tag video. I'm doing this video after watching Emily Norris do it, and I thought it'd be a really interesting video to make, so I hope you like it. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. So the first question is my favourite mum hack. I would say it is one of those travel seats that you use for weaning. With my first son, we didn't buy like a high chair. We decided to buy a travel seat to take with us and use, say for example, if we went to friends or family's houses, so that we could put them in the seat, attach them to the chair, and then we could sit there and eat our food without having the baby on our knee. I also found it came handy when we went to some restaurants or places to eat sometimes, because they might not have a seat, or when the baby, say like 6 months like Micah here, there's some seats that, I don't know if you've seen them before, but they're like wooden and they've got really low backs, and I was just worried about the baby like falling backwards or slipping down in the seat. So we really found having a travel seat to be really useful for taking to feed the baby. Most embarrassing mum moment. Well, I've had a few, but I'd say the most recent one was I was in the library and I forgot to lock the door, and it was a unisex toilet, so I'm sat there on the toilet and a big workman comes busting through the door, sees me on the toilet. I'm like, sorry, and then shoots out. I'm always forgetting things, especially since becoming a mum. What part of the day do you love the most? Well, I home educate my eldest son, so I'm at home with the children the majority of the day. So I would say that my favourite part of the day is when we go out and do activities. So it might be foraging, go to the beach. Sorry, he's just waking up. Go to the beach or go to the museum. So that's my favourite part of the day. What part of the day do you like the least? My least fun time of the day is when I'm wanting to get everybody ready, and whilst like my 2 eldest children, they can get themselves dressed, my son, if you've seen him before, he's got big curls, bigger than mine, and he doesn't particularly like having his hair done, especially if it's been a couple of days and I've not like refreshed his curls properly. I might have to brush right through his hair, and he doesn't particularly like it. So I'd say that's my the least. What's to do? Here he is actually now. What's to do?
Hello.
What's up?
She's got that white stuff.
What, the stuff for the hair? Will you tell her to put it away, please? Because there's not going to be any left, okay?
Hi guys.
So, yeah, so I love brushing his hair, don't get me wrong, but it's just not my favourite part of the day, because there's, you know, Kayla's, I don't want to have my hair done, and so yeah, that's probably the least favourite. The worst thing someone said to you when you were pregnant, I think it would probably be like, how will you cope? And that was with my first son. So to me, I thought it wasn't like in a joking way, it was like serious, like how are you going to cope as being a mum? And it was like by someone close to me as well. So I thought, wow, like, do I really look that incapable of like being a mum? Baby names you didn't agree on. With my daughter, I really liked the name Marley, spelled M-A-L-I, and my husband, he didn't particularly like it. So we had 3 other names, and at the home birth of my daughter, the midwives helped us choose our daughter's name, which is Neva, which means beautiful. Do you co-sleep? Yes, I have co-slept with my first 2 children, and I'm currently co-sleeping with this little guy here. Something you bought but have never used. I bought one of those really expensive pieces of like material, like a cover up for nursing, because when I first became pregnant with my first child, I was just a bit worried about being mum shamed, and like wanted to like have a cover just in case, like when I was out. And when I tried it at home, it was just an absolute waste of money. Like if I did want to cover up, a scarf would have just like been like easy to use instead of paying £20 for this like piece of material. 3 hospital bag must-haves. Definitely the first one would be lots of black or dark coloured knickers that have a high waistband, like granny pants. With my first, I had an emergency C-section and I had low cut knickers, and it was really irritating on the scar. But with the last 2 pregnancies, I've stocked up on them types of knickers. Fantastic for putting big sanitary towels in, just super comfortable. And with my first, I ended up having to borrow a pair of my mum's until I bought some, and they were just super comfy. And I would say the next thing would be a really comfortable pair of slippers. The hospital floors can be cold and hard, and if you are walking around a lot and you're having a long labour, they're just so useful. The third one would be to take some home comfort. So you've got home comforts such as blankets, if you've got other children, photographs, and I know this is an extra one, but like essential oils, I think they can just be really useful to help you be calm. Some of them can actually help to bring on labour. I've got a video on essential oils, I'll put a link above if you're interested in that. Are you a routine mum or go with the flow? And what does bedtime look like? I am very much a go with the flow type of person. I don't particularly like to have like schedules. I just like to take each day as it comes. There's certain things like bedtime and doing certain activities like taking the kids to forest school or like different classes and things like that we have to stick to like a routine. And we like to stick to a routine like with the bed so that we can have a little bit of time on our own in the evening. But apart from that, I just like to go with the flow. What type of labour did you have? What pain relief did you choose? With my first, I was in labour for 24 hours after my waters broke, and I ended up having gas in her, which made me feel really awful. And then I ended up having an epidural to bring on the contractions and ended up with an emergency C-section. With my second, I had, after about 6 hours of labour, I had a home birth and it was amazing. I used a TENS machine, essential oils, and what else did I use? TENS machine, essential oils, and hypnobirthing. That was it. With my third birth, because they didn't have the staff to come out to had to do another home birth, I went to the hospital, and for pain relief I had a water birth, so that helps, and I used essential oils, and that was it. And that was a 17-hour labour. I was really worried that at one stage, that because they kept pressing, even though the baby was fine, they kept trying to say, oh, you know, why can we pop your waters, can we do this, can we do that? And I was like, no, I want another natural birth. And the baby was fine, thankfully, and so I had the natural birth. I have got birth stories that I can link anyway above if you want to see them. And have you ever been mum shamed? Yes, I've been mum shamed about breastfeeding, extended breastfeeding, particularly because I breastfed each child until they were 2.5. That home educate, that my son hasn't got short hair, why don't I cut his hair? Also about wanting to have a natural birth after having a C-section. On one of my videos, I was told that I was a selfish cow and that I just wanted to have a birth experience even if my baby died in the birth canal, which, you know, I found not very nice, especially when you're pregnant again and you're like reading them types of comments. And the next question is the biggest challenges you've faced since becoming a mum. I would say that it's been a big challenge. Someone who loves the sleep to being sleep deprived most of the time. Like my son, he didn't sleep through the night until he was about 2.5. And I think just worrying sometimes, are you being a good enough mum and are you doing things right? And especially with my first baby, I just missed being away from him so much. Like if my husband like took him out for a couple of hours, I'd be panicking and worrying about him. I'm a lot more chilled out now with the third baby. And the next one is the best bit of advice you've ever been given. I would say the best bit of advice would be when someone said to me that milk spoils but you can't spoil a baby, and how you know, you can't spoil a baby by picking them up and giving them loads of hugs and going to them when they cry. That's one thing that I should have put in with the shamed bit, when people like say, oh, you're spoiling them because they're manipulating you, you're holding them too much and things like that. And just inside me, my gut instinct and even research that I've done, it was totally the opposite. So I'd say that's the best bit of advice, because they are only small for such a short period of time as well. And my best piece of advice I'd give to new mums would be to definitely not compare yourself to other mothers, because everybody does everything differently. And just trust your instincts. And again, with the advice that I was given, just if you want your baby to fall asleep on you like this, and you don't want your baby to cry it out, then don't.
Mommy?
Yes, baby. And who's your mum crush and who do you tag? I really like watching obviously Emily's videos. I like Anna Ciccone, and I like watching some of the videos of Family Fizz. There's the mum, she's called Georgia. But I do like some smaller channels as well, like myself. There's one really nice mum who has twins called Sylvia, and another lady called Natia. I'll put the links down below, so I'm going to tag them. And I'm also going to tag some other mums who are like a smaller mummy channel like myself. So I really hope you like this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make videos every Wednesday at 6 PM, and sometimes if I've got the time I make extra videos. So I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.